This is the Note Closer Show, where you get the latest developments in distressed note investing and learn the secrets of how you can control millions of dollars worth of property for pennies on the dollar. Get educated and entertained by someone who has closed thousands of deals and lives to support you in achieving the same. Now, here's your host, CEO of We Close Notes, Scott Carson.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome to this episode of the Note Closer Show. I'm your host, Scott Carson, as always. Excited to be here with you. We are recording this on a Monday morning, so if you're listening on iTunes, on either Stitcher or any other of the platforms that we're on, thank you. Hey, it's Monday. And one of the biggest things that Monday happens is it's the start of the week. Sometimes it's the start of the month. Sometimes it's the start of the quarter. Sometimes it's the start of your year. And what I always like to ask, what are you going to do today to make your week, your month, your quarter, your year successful? Now, many people are like, well, I'll just wait till the start of January to do anything. And you're already behind the eight ball. You're already failing at what you want to accomplish, because today marks a new day to get things done. But there is one quote that I love more than anything else out there. Is that those that are successful, and I may be making this up, I'm kind of paraphrasing this, embrace the suck. Those that are successful are the ones that embrace the suck early and often, which sounds kind of dirty. But anyway, what I'm trying to get at is you have to realize that if you're going to grow as an entrepreneur, as a real estate investor, as a capital raiser, as a marketer, whatever it is, you've got to be pushing the envelope and getting outside of your comfort level. Now, hashtag embrace the suck. That's what we're going to use with this episode. Hashtag embrace the suck. We just had a great weekend with a couple of our new mastermind and fast track students. And one of the biggest things that we see coming from the fast track, and then also recently coming from our most recent Note Camp convention we had with hundreds and over 1,000 viewers, is one of their biggest weaknesses is the marketing side, is seeing a lack of response. It's all right, Nicole, don't be hacking up a lung over there. Is we see people who struggle with the marketing. We see people who struggle with things before, during, and after. And we had a new fast track student this weekend who talked about, he'd come from the trucking industry before. Started a trucking company, built it up, sold it off, made money. Now he's ready to do something different. We're talking about a little bit different. It's like his first time out driving, he was all bare-knuckled, all right? Scared to death of driving that big semi. Very normal. I remember the first time I got in a car and took a long trip in my car right out of high school, I was scared going off to college, white-knuckled, okay? And many people, many investors often struggle with that white-knuckle fear of like, oh, crap. Oh, shit, I got to do something now, all right? And what happens is we find excuses to avoid doing the things that we know we need to be doing. Now, I've talked in the past before about the big rock theory. You get your big rocks done first. You get your medium-sized rocks done. You get down, and all the little things that just flop around fit into the cracks of the day. But most people spend time focused on the small little things, and they never get around to the big things, all right? When you are an entrepreneur, and we are all entrepreneurs, we're all salespeople, whether you believe it or not, you're selling yourself on your deal. You're selling yourself on your services. We are all in sales. We are all in sales. Yes, we are. Nobody can tell me otherwise, unless you're confined to jail cell and you're a guy that's basically the cops, you're still in sales. All right? Everybody is selling something. You're either selling your expertise, selling yourself as a note investor, whether you're brand new or experienced. And if you're brand new, guess what? You don't sell yourself, you sell your network. You sell your team that surrounds you, okay? But the biggest thing that I see people failing on is just simply taking basic actions in marketing 101. Now, I always can tell who's going to be successful after a workshop, after a conference, by one simple thing. I'm going to take a guess what that is. Nicole, Greg?
How much they've done?
Not how much they've done. Send out the first email. Bingo, bango. Hang on. There we go. Because one of the things that I always, we make it very easy for people to get a database of those that are going through the workshops with us. A lot of times we'll actually give them the database. And I'm always amazed to see the lack of emails that follow an event, because that's like the first thing. Hey, I got your information. I put it in I took the time to take your email, your name, your phone number, and wherever I pulled it off, whether it was off of Basecamp or your business card or Scott sent me the list, I took the time to literally upload that to a MailChimp, Infusionsoft, something. And I took the time to write an email, not just via Google, like a Gmail or through Yahoo. I literally uploaded it through a service. Hey, get this, a customer or client relationship manager, okay? I want to manage these relationships, okay? Because I'm going to build more relationships. I'm going to market more to build relationships, all right? And I'm going to send an email out to that database, and I'm going to literally say, this is me. Now, on average, we probably see less than 10% of people actually do this. And that's the first big thing that people suck at. And what comes down to it, a lot of people, oh, I'm going to go to MailChimp and create an account there, or I'm going to go to Infusionsoft and sign up for an account. But they don't do anything to complete. Now, we've talked about the theory of unfinished bridges. And that's the first major bridge that most people have to do. But let's face it, when you look at, well, I can just send an email here via Gmail and have it done in 10 seconds, but now I got to spend an hour to go into MailChimp. I mean, I got to upload my logo. You might actually have to make it look clean. I got to format it properly. I got to pick out colors. It's like I got to rehab my email, all right? And instead of flip or flop, people just take that as, oh, I want to go do something else. I'm going to go watch, NFL, or I'm going to go watch Flip This House, or I'm going to go to the mall. Marketing is the most important thing, and your email communication, honestly, is the number one thing. So the sooner that you embrace that suckage, just pony up and just take a big whiff of it and realize your first email is going to blow, but at least you get an email out, you get better at it. 90% of learning is going to come in that first hour or 2 hours of sending out the email blast. And I've talked to people who've been around for years now in the WCN family, the WCN crew, and I think I've maybe seen them send one email out in 12 months. One email, and they've been to 3 or 4 workshops. I know they've got 1,000 connections on LinkedIn, okay? Or they've got 100 or 200 plus asset managers. Look, collecting people's name is great, but it doesn't do you any good unless you're actually communicating. You gotta talk to somebody. You gotta reach out and go. You gotta share some wordage. You gotta go out and go. Blah, blah, blah. Share something, all right? And the biggest things you can share is literally, there's like 4 things every real estate entrepreneur can be sharing something on a weekly basis. Be like, oh my God, I got to talk to people weekly. Yeah, you're in business, aren't you? If you're not in business, then go do something else. Go save your money. Seriously. But if you're in business, to do one of 2 things. One, either track and find deals or find capital. That's honestly, everybody out in the world is out there selling you something. From McDonald's trying to slap you with a Happy Meal, okay, to Tesla trying to sell a car, or Seiko trying to sell you a watch, or Polo trying to sell you a t-shirt, okay, or Nike trying to sell you shoes. They're communicating. Now, yes, a lot of them are communicating via TV and things like that, but many of you aren't even doing the basic thing that everybody can do. Simple. It's send an email. That's how we communicate these days. Your phone is today's television. Now, yes, I'm not talking about doing video right now. We can get to that later on, okay? But so many people won't even send an email out to their database. And that just drives me bonkers, because email has a 4,400% ROI on every dollar you spend, as long as you use it. Now, I see people that send one email out and that's it. They never follow up with a second, a third, a 4th email, okay? And you should be able to at least get 4 emails out in 4 weeks. What are you going to talk about? 1, hello. Hi, hello. This is me. I've been a dentist for 30 years. But you did not know I was an active real estate investor for the last 10. Or I was a truck driver for 12. Or I was a veterinarian. Or I was in something, car sales. But many people did not know this. That's the first email. It's your shot across the bow, okay? Shot across the bow, boom, to let your database know that you're out there. Hi, I'm out here. I'm just not another face in the crowd hiding behind everybody, okay? Ooh, the coffee just kicked in, I think. Promise it, there's no crack or nothing. There's no Red Bull this morning. Yes, exactly. So what I'm getting at is that's the first thing. Hi, hello, how are you? Here's my company. Here's my smiling face. Okay? The second thing you can email about is what's your focus? Maybe you're making offers on some deals. Maybe you got a picture of a property you're looking at online. You know, if you're looking at a tape of assets, you could always print a screen and save a picture of the house and then send it out in your email. Hey, here's a deal that I'm working on. Okay? That's what's great, is that shows you you're actually taking action when 90% of people are too scared to get out of their own way. All right? Now guess what happens third time? Maybe you invite people out to your local RIA club meeting or to a meetup meeting or to a holiday party or for a cup of coffee or to the Quest IRA event or whatever. That's the beautiful thing about this time of year is there's a lot of events going on. There's a lot of great things to get out and network, whether you're in your local meetup group or you're starting a meetup group or you're going to a big event like I'm going to one Thursday night in Houston. There's supposed to be 300, 400 people at. It's okay. Freaking allergy again over here. Okay? What I'm trying to get at is there are simple things you can do with those emails. And the fourth one could be, as like Gary Vaynerchuk likes to say, jab, 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 right hook. If you provide content, here's what I'm doing. Boom, here's a deal that we're working on. Boom, here's an event I want to invite you to. Hey, you want to do a deal with me? You get to that fourth email, that fourth post without asking for anything, then you're going to have people that take notice. Sending one email out, hey, fund my deal, does not work. Okay? Hey, that's like saying, hey, let's get married. We're on our first date. Let's get married. Let's start naming our kids. Psycho. Okay? Do we have any questions I should ask, or people just flap?
Donovan says that he's received less than 40 emails from no camp attendees.
Yeah, less than 40. Now, 40 emails is good, but if we had 416 some odd people that were actually live registered, I know I've gotten maybe 6 or 7. I've been counting them. And it downright depresses me. All right? Downright depresses me. Now, I see people posting on Facebook. Hey, everybody loves Facebook, right? Woo, hey, here's an image, Scott's head on a robot. Here is, the jerk, Steve Martin. Here's a variety of things. I'm not picking on anybody personally, but I don't see emails. And some people like, what the hell am I going to talk about? It's the same shit you're talking about on Facebook. Here's what we're focused on. Here's the event that we went to. I love the fact, like Donovan said, hey, great. He invited people out to the meetup group last week, and he had about 13 to 14 people do it. Guess what? You send an email to your database and say, hey, we had our Houston meetup group this last time. We had 14, 15 people show up. Our next one is this date. Put it on your calendar. All right? You have to literally, especially these last 2 months of the year, really schedule things in an effective manner, because literally we are literally 2 months out from basically Christmas Eve. All right? I know. Have you got your shopping done? So what comes like? You have Halloween parties. You have trick or treat. We got to do a trick or treater one. Like trick or treat with the deals. That's what, yeah. Nicole just granted. Oh. You have Christmas parties. You have New Year's Eve parties. You have family get-togethers. And wouldn't you rather have something that you talked about, something you've emailed that communicated to people to invite them to things? Hey, they're going to a Christmas party. Hey, there's Fright Night at Quest IRA this Thursday night. Come on out and network with me for, you can come hide behind a mask if you want to, whatever. What I'm trying to get at is that first hour to 2 hours you spend on your first email, it should be the longest time that you spend on it. After that, it gets considerably easier and you suck less. Are you going to miss things the first time you email out? Yes. The reason you go ahead and do that now, though, is so you can F up. So when you really need something later on and down the road, it's better. You're doing much better. All right? You have to realize the things. Look, creating a business card is great, but you're still missing the point. If you're not out networking people, you're not out emailing your big database, who doesn't want to speak from one person to 1,000 versus one-on-one conversations. I get one-on-one conversations are great when you're out networking. I get it. But if you're not going to send a damn email to your database, I'm downright disappointed in people. When I talked to, like last Monday night, we did a live kind of Q&A. And the first question I asked a lot of people is, when was the last time you sent out an email to your database? Somebody said like June. I'm like, June? June's a lifetime ago. And you're more worried about your business card? No. Focus on getting an email out to your database. If you're trying to put a meetup together, if you're trying to attract investors, if you're trying to get more capital raised for deals, you got to send out an email. Now, some of the people that are really awesome at it are doing tremendous jobs. Stacy Wall sends a regular update out on what he's doing on. Cody Cox sends a regular update out what he's doing on. Katie Moton has been sending out some phenomenal emails for her and Chris. And Chris is overseas, and she's got 2 kids. Katie's got all the excuses in the world not to do something, but she still does. All right? Yeah, we bombard you with a lot of emails on a regular basis because that's what we're doing. We're sharing what's going on. Now, you're not going to beat me at my own game. You're not going to outmarket Scott Carson, but what you have to do is you have to outmarket your lazy ass. You have to outmarket yourself from a week ago, a day ago, a month ago. And a lot of people just choose, instead of embracing the suck, they live the suck. They just don't do it. They don't care. And until you get uncomfortable with your existing situation, whether money, lack of deals, lack of experience, and you just keep putting money after something, I'm sorry. Until you get uncomfortable with where you're at and start doing things, you're better off. Question.
Chris Stephanie, he said, I started a month ago, now sending weekly email newsletters, and I've received 4 calls from JV opportunities.
So that's a great point. Good job. That's why Chris was a social media winner at No Camp. He started sending emails out a month ago. That's what he said?
Yeah.
A month ago. And in a month, he's gotten 4 phone calls from JV partners.
He must have started just before No Camp.
He started just before No Camp. But that's okay. That's the beautiful thing, everybody. You can start today. You can change how you do things today. You can start actually taking action versus sitting on with your thumb up your butt, just sitting there not doing anything. Or sitting there sucking on your thumb like scared to death. Oh my God, what am I going to say now? Is somebody going to actually know who the hell I am? Yeah, they are. But if you only send one email out and never follow up, they might have known you. They might have been that strangers in the night exchanging glances. Exchanged a glance with you on an email. That was interesting. Where's more content? And you just sat there and took a big old nasty, ugly turd and didn't do anything. This is why scheduling something on a regular basis to get out is the most important thing. This is why I try to send an email out every Sunday night to my database to get them to come to a thing Monday night. So we also send out another email Monday morning, which is about to go out here in about 25 minutes, to another database, a chunk of investors, and there's some crossover on those lists to get them to sign up for Monday night. There is a method to my crazy madness. All right? There is a huge method to my crazy madness. Everything is connected in what we do. And tonight I'm really excited to share that conspiracy theory, how everything is connected tonight. I'm really stoked about that because I think people just think that, oh, I'll just send an email once. I'll just post something once here and there. Yeah, and you might get somebody, all right? A broken clock is right twice a day. But if you keep doing things, and you have to realize you're going to get less sucky the second time you do it. And the third time is going to be even less suckier. And the fourth time might actually be okay. It might actually be good. And the fifth time, oh, people are going to actually start to take action. Oh, they're doing this on a regular basis. They did it once a week. Oh, I've noticed a change in Chris or Katie or Cody or Stacy or whoever you are out there. All right? But if you don't send an email out to your database, you don't do anything, you aren't in business. You're just a social wannabe, okay? Forget the business cards. Forget the social media profiles. Don't get me wrong, you can talk to people on social media and stuff like that. But you know what? Put your huevos out there and send an email out to your database. Because then that's a real conversation. That's you and nobody else. Question, Nicole.
Donovan asks, we're just getting started and only sending out one email a week. What's the best time to send it out?
Best time to send it out. Well, depends how big your database is. Now, if you're using a tool like MailChimp will tell you the best time to send it out. Now, if you're sending it out to your warm database, there's a couple times you should send it out, actually. So, like, I'm a big believer that, like, Sunday night emails, like at 7 o'clock at night, get open really well, because actually a large portion of people, like 70% of people, spend time on their phone looking at their messages and social media while they're laying in bed. All right? So I think one of our biggest open rates is 7 o'clock Sunday night. Now, another time to send it out, if you're going to send it out during the weekdays, send it out right at around noon. Why? Because people are wasting time before they go to lunch. Or you send it at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Now, if you use MailChimp and once you upload the list, oftentimes you can do something called time warp, or it allows for MailChimp to pick the optimal time to send out. So like me, I have a database that's all across the country. All right. We try to send things out that hit everybody at 11 a.m. in their time zone. If it's an optimal time, great for time zones. Other times you send it out, it's just at 11 o'clock our time, which is different. So the more segment you can have, okay, East Coast, West Coast, Central, Mountain Time, stuff like that, the better. But MailChimp has that cool thing of time warp. If you send it out prior to 24 hours, like if you were going to try to send it out Sunday night at 7, you would need to write it by Sunday at 7 p.m. or Saturday at 7 p.m. to be able for MailChimp to go out there and identify those time zones and send it out individually. Now, that's the beautiful thing. Just send the damn thing out. If you send it out at Tuesday at 11 o'clock, then guess what? Send it out Thursday at 4 o'clock to those that didn't open the email the first time. Communicate, because not everybody is on your schedule. Not everybody is sitting there patiently waiting on nerves, waiting for Donovan or somebody else to send them an email. I'm waiting for your email. I'm waiting by the phone. Please call me. Please email me. Please. You have to literally send it out. Oh, he's or she is actually doing something. This is interesting. Okay? You're only going to get about a 2% response rate the first time you send an email out the first time. So you have to build that response rate up. You have to build it up. You get people to notice you. Okay? That's the most important thing. You just do it and do it again and again and again. Get in the habit of doing it. Going and networking all the time is great. But if you don't ever have any time to send an email out to the people as a follow-up thing of who you met at a Quest event or a meetup group or an IRA club meeting or a networking event, you just really failed at being able to follow back up with people. So, questions, comments from anybody? No? Thank you, Don, for asking the question. That's good. It's important because honestly, for us to get people to a Monday night webinar, we probably send sometimes out or repost things 5 to 8 times. So like tonight, Monday night, 7 o'clock, I'll have a reminder email that goes out at 6 p.m. All right. I'll do a Facebook Live roughly about an hour out before 2. That's the second piece of nugget. I got an email going out at 11 o'clock this morning. The big group. I had an email go out last night, 7 o'clock. I posted something on social media on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram, all on Friday or Saturdays. Okay. Those are the least effective times to post email something out Friday night. Okay. But sending out the rest of the week is great. But now I have 7, 8 things for just one freaking event thing. One thing. Now we'll record it. We'll have a video. We'll upload it to YouTube, Vimeo. We'll have something that works 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for people to catch the replay. But we want people live. To get 300, 400, 500 people live, you got to hit them smart-wise. Now, the first webinars I did, I sent emails out. I may have had 10 people on it. 10 people is not that exciting. But 10 people is better than no people. Having one person read your email the first time or say something is better than no people. And you know what? Depending on how good you are at marketing and how you like to kind of toe the line, you may have some ugly people out there who respond. Like one of my favorite emails is also the ones that I've got the most hate mail from. 50 Shades of Notes. When I talk about, hey, do you feel like you're ball gagged when you're talking to borrows? Do your deadbeat borrows need to be a good spanking? It was funny, but some people took offense to it. So I had several people email me ugly things, which is okay. Thank you. Thank you for unsubscribing. Thank you for unsubscribing. I don't need you in my life. That's the beautiful thing about emails. Yes, you'll get lovers, but you'll get some haters, and that's okay. You'll have stalkers. You have people that will look at what you're doing and then, I'm going to duplicate that. Imitation in this game is the purest form of flattery, because a lot of people aren't original. A lot of people have no original thoughts. They just have to steal and copy. And that's okay. Let them try to do that, because they're not going to do a better job than you, because you're going to be emails and weeks and months and sometimes years ahead of the copycatters. And eventually, if they can't come up with something original on their own, they're not going to be in life long, or not. I'm sorry, not in business long. Okay. If they fail to embrace the suckage and just to embrace the stealage does not work long term.
I found that a lot of our investors have been using MailChimp to post to Facebook their emails. So if they are mainly just posting to Facebook, they can just use MailChimp and put everything out there.
Yeah, that's a great key thing that MailChimp offers, that you can have it automatically post to Facebook. You can have it automatically post to Twitter, automatically tweet it for you, which is great features. I still think that's better than nothing. Let's give them that. Yeah. That's better than nothing on stuff, because it gives them an opportunity to click on stuff. One of the things that would be smart to do if you do post straight to Facebook is you probably want to go in the comment section and say, hey, if you like my webinar or like my thing, make sure to click here to opt in. You might even want to do that in your email that you send out. Put in a little thing, hey, get on my list. Pull up a little image. You can go straight into MailChimp or any of your things and create a customized link for people to opt in. So do that. Get on the list. Get on our investors list. Refer to a friend. And you're probably thinking, well, if they're on your email list, aren't they already on there? Yeah, unless you share it on Facebook or share it on something that goes out across the board where people aren't seeing. Okay, that's the general public. So post it there. It's a little trick to make things happen. So, any other questions, comments from people? Look, you're going to get, eventually you're going to have open rates that go up and they come down. One thing to keep in mind is real estate entrepreneurs, real estate industry, mortgage bankers, all this real estate stuff has about a 17 to 20% open rate. Okay. And yes, many of you will have a higher open rate when you have a smaller list, but the more you grow your list over time, that will become much more apparent. They're going to be around the 17% right now, 17% open rate. Okay. And if you got 1,000 people in your database, that means you only have 170 people that actually open it the first time through. That's why you need to send it a second time. And that'll often get another 6 to 12% open rates, depending on the time that you send it out. And then sometimes you may want to send it the third time out one last time, because it didn't open up, to get an additional 3 to 5%. But if you add those up, 3%, 7%, 20%, you now went from a 20 or 17%, 20% open rate to over a 30, 40% open rate, depending on who you're doing. Now you're communicating. Now you're cooking with Crisco. Now you're no longer sucking. You're doing actually a great job with some things. So, question.
Yeah, Chris sending me, he says, do you have a higher open rate with Infusionsoft or MailChimp? Does a program make a difference?
Yes, a program does make a difference. What we do, so what we have done in the past, when I started off, we just used MailChimp because it was cheap and I didn't have a big database. Now, one of the things that I like about Infusionsoft is I have a big database now, but it allows me to literally carve out pieces, carve out sections of my database a lot more effective than it does with MailChimp. So like in MailChip, if I upload 1,000 contacts or 400 people from my virtual workshop, another 400 people from another virtual workshop, even though it may have some crossover, they count each list as a contact. So I get double charged basically. Now with Infusionsoft, it's one contact in there. As long as I merge contacts, I can tag people in there. So I have some people that have like 80 tags because they fall in a variety of things. A, they went to my virtual workshop. A, they went to No Camp. C, they're in California, and they've got 5 states that they like the most, or their birthday is such and such date. Okay, but it's one person, and they got all these different tags. If I decide I want to hit a tag, boom, they pull up under that tag. So it saves me a lot of money. It also allows for me to really slice and dice and hit that niches in my database instead of one broad thing. One of the biggest mistakes I did earlier on is I went broad and didn't really focus. Oh, everybody's in there, when I should have gone ahead and collected more information on the front end. So I think my open rates are better in Infusionsoft all right, than they are in MailChimp. MailChimp, if it's a smaller list initially, yeah, you might get a pretty decent rate, and you can do some cool tracking stuff in there. But Infusionsoft, if you can put that to work, who would not want to have a Ferrari versus a Pinto? That makes sense. Well, MailChimp's not a Pinto, but maybe, okay. Maybe it's the Cutlass versus a Ferrari is probably a better way, okay? Question, comment?
Yeah, another one, Shannon Flynn. She says, we've surpassed our limit on our mail limit on MailChimp with mail contacts. I'm curious on the price comparison between MailChimp and Infusionsoft. What is the better deal compared to the quality of service?
So, hands down, MailChimp. If you're beyond your contact place on MailChimp, then you're not being able to communicate effectively. Hands down, going to Infusionsoft is going to be a better bang for your buck. And actually, tonight, we had Darren Adams coming on to talk about the three little words: attract, sell, and wow. So if you have a bigger database, you need Infusionsoft. It's what you need for it. Boom, shakalaka. Unless you're talking about just having the Bailey 2,000 free contacts, it's time to pony up then, Shannon, and start paying for it. Because that's, like I said, if you're trying just to limit center that 2,000, $35, $50 a month, you got to do that being a business. Trust me, if you use it regularly, you will more than pay for yourself. How many JV partners do you need to really fund your whole email campaign for a year? And the answer is uno. One. Un mas. One person to say they want to partner with you to get things done. All right? And honestly, the thing that Darren's talking about is just mind-blowingly crazy what Infusionsoft is offering. So it is kind of like having a Ferrari. Sometimes you get across town, but damn, you get around across town fast if you actually spend the time to learn how to drive the shift stick. Okay.
Scott Van Campen, he gives a really cool insight. He says there are also some updates you can make to your email domain DNS settings that keep your emails out of junk box for your the people you listen to.
That's a great point, Scott. Yeah, I got to make some of those updates a little bit to help out with mine because we do send a lot out. So those have helped. Okay. Any questions, comments? Look, guys, gals, embrace the suck. Embrace the suck. Okay. Eric Brotherton, who just walked in, my buddy here, helped out for a few hours. You struggled with your email campaign the first time you did it, right?
Yes.
Speak up so they can hear you, my friend.
Yes, I did.
Okay. Actually, you can walk over here if you want to. How long did it take you to do your first email blast?
Oh, God.
About 2 hours?
Yeah, about 2 hours.
2 hours, but then you get it, and it was a lot easier to replicate it going forward, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now it's time to get back into it.
Now it's time to get back into it. Exactly. Fall off. Look, you're all going to fall off. There are times I go radio silent in the emails because I'm like, I'm on vacation. I'm chilling. There's also times where I'm like, I am chilling, but stuff's set up to automatically do. And that's the beautiful thing. If you have a busy schedule, spend time at night, set up your email campaigns, and pre-schedule them to go out when you are in the busy time, whether you're traveling on a plane or on vacation or working and don't have the time to write something. Spend the time. Marketing 101. Get your email out. Most important thing you can do, and it's the biggest bang for your buck to help you find success. So go instead, maybe we should say instead of hashtag embrace the suck, hashtag embrace success. And I'll leave you with that little nugget. Hashtag embrace success, and we'll see you tonight. If you're listening live on Facebook, if you're listening to the podcast, you can go to WeCloseNotes.tv. WeCloseNotes.tv will take you to our Vimeo account where you can watch all our hundreds and hundreds. We're almost 1,000 videos uploaded on there now.
That is a lot.
A lot. Crazy out there. But literally, if you're listening on iTunes and Stitcher or whatever podcast, please leave a review. Always glad to hear from you. Feel free to share this with people as well. If you like it, share it to your Facebook page, share it to your LinkedIn. We're glad to hopefully inspire you, educate you, and help make you more successful on your daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, annual journey down that success pipeline. So until we talk again, have a wonderful day, everybody. Evening, afternoon, wherever you're watching this or wherever you are. And hopefully we'll see you all at the top. Bye, everybody.